Hello, my loves. Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to another video. I'm sorry if you hear some things in the background. I guess my neighbor is getting their lawn mowed or whatever, which is fine. But I wanted to record this video because I want to really speak with my friends who are control freaks. I can definitely relate to you. Once upon a time, I definitely was a control freak. But I just wanted to put some things out there in perspective. If you are like to be in control and it's not working for you in this moment, I just want to put some things out there to maybe help you sit down and assess and really help you get to where you need to be. Because the point is, when we are trying to take control of ourselves, like there's a healthy taking control and then there's a over the top, you don't give room for the universe or whatever just to come and be there for you. That's the control person I'm talking about. So I'm talking to my people out there that you want to control every aspect. And if it's not working out for you, which most times it doesn't, this is the video for you. So if you just make sure that you keep on watching, we're going to kind of go over some things and hopefully these things help you out. So yeah. Keep watching. Okay, guys. So first things first, what exactly are you trying to make sure that you have control of? Is it where you're trying to have control of your career? So that means that you are in this job and you are strictly trying to get to the end result. This is what you want to do. So you're going to make sure that you hit everything you need to hit to make sure that you get to this status or this position or whatever the case may be. Or it could be relationships where you are expecting like the certain steps to happen where, hey, we get together. And then after 6 months, I want a promise ring. And then after another 6 months to a year, I want an engagement ring. And then after that, I want this and I want that. Having expectations in a relationship because that's what you feel like needs to happen, right? Or it really could be you trying to have control over your feelings. Your feelings are your feelings, but you try to kind of compartmentalize like, no, I don't need to be sad in this moment. No, I'm not going to be angry in this moment. And, kind of just controlling your feelings when really feelings just come how they come. Or lastly, if you are trying to control your future. And that's outside of working in your businesses. That could be like when you decide when you want to have kids or when you want to get married or, well, that goes with relationships, but when you want to buy a home, like certain things just in your future that you want to ensure you have. So you are physically putting things in front of you to make sure that happens, which honestly, there's nothing wrong with you wanting to have some sort of control. But I really need you to think of first, what aspect of your life is it that you are trying to gain control with? So that is definitely the first question I really want you to ask yourself. All right, guys. Now, I really want you to sit down and focus on where did this want for control really come from? Because of course we all want a certain result for our life. We all have hopefully plans of what we want to do, but I really want you to sit down and think about where did this want, this need, this drive originate from? Is it from the fact that you've been disappointed in your life and you don't want to be disappointed more, so you take independent control? Or is it a fear that you will disappoint? Not the fact that you've already been disappointed, but you will disappoint. Or is it maybe from a past trauma, something that's happened and that when you were younger and now you're trying to make sure it doesn't happen again when you're older? Or it doesn't have to be either of those things. It could be a situation where you're just a high achiever because that's what you've always been, and now you have this pressure for yourself that you have to hit these certain, paths or whatever the idea is in your head. So is it because you're an overachiever or a high achiever? But nonetheless, you really need to sit down and think about what really this came from, this want, this need. So I think it's really important that you think about where it came from so you can know how to really be able to balance. It's not good to be an extreme on one way or an extreme on another. We are trying to look for balance. And then once you found where this really originated from, I really want you to sit down and think. You heard me. I want you to sit down and think about it. I need you to sit and think about if thus far all the control that you believe that you've had or that you've worked towards, has it really given you any benefit? Has it really helped you or has it hurt your opportunities? Sit down and really, truly think about that. Because I can honestly say, as someone in the past who has wanted to control situations and wanted to control how things fall out, you lose out on so many blessings. You lose out on so many opportunities that were supposed to be aligned for you, but because you felt like it didn't fit in your plans of what your singular path that you saw, it's not worthy. And honestly, those unexpected paths can take you so far. They can take you places that you didn't anticipate or something better. Because I really want you guys to believe, at least I believe for myself, that what is for you will be for you. There's nothing that's going to stop you other than you. You stop yourself. So take a moment to really sit back and think, you being this control and this much in control. I don't really want to call you a control freak. That's not really a nice word, but you being this much in control, has it really helped you? Has it put you where you want it to be? Or do you feel like every single time you try to control something, another block falls? And then you pick up that block and then another block falls. Maybe it's because it's supposed to fall. Maybe you are supposed to go through these lessons or go through these struggles or whatever it is so that you can get to where you're really supposed to be. Because what we have in our minds, sometimes what we think we're supposed to do or we're supposed to be, it ain't it. It's not what we're supposed to be. It's not where we're supposed to be. So I really want you to take the time. If control does not work for you, this isn't for everybody. But if control does not work for you, maybe you should think about, is it really for you? Maybe you should just let the chips fall where they may. I'm not saying relinquish all control and just be like whatever, but I am saying that give room to breathe, for growth, for natural opportunities to approach you how they're supposed to approach you. So think about it. Alright, so if you have made it to this point in the video, because I know I just told people that like to be in control to not be in control, possibly. Like, assess yourself, see where you are, but if you have made it to this point in the video, hey, now I'm going to give you tips on how you can possibly, just let that happen. Let it organically kind of come to you. And so my first tip is just let go small. Like, it doesn't have to be a huge thing where you have to be like, well, forget it. I'm just not going to do anything. I'm not going to do any work. I'm going to just let it come to me. Because most times that's typically not how it happens either. You still have to be in the realm, in the space, but you have to be able to accept it. You are open to accepting what comes to you. So with that being said, I say start small. Like, example, for relationships. If you're a person that likes to control how a relationship is going or certain dynamics, let little things go. Like, if you always like to pick the restaurant or whatever, just let your significant other pick the restaurant one time. Maybe their bad taste that you think they have is actually they pick a decent restaurant and you actually happen to like it. Or like you feel like it's faster to go in this direction or go this way other than what the GPS says. Just go with the GPS this time. You never know what opportunities can present itself, because then while you're driving and you go this way, you realize there's this resort that you would love to visit. And then when you finally do visit the resort, you meet all these people and network and it blossoms. You don't know. That's the point. So start off small. Give in just a little bit. You don't have to control everything. Just give in just a little bit. This is one of the ones where you really have to just kind of sit down with yourself. It's not a physical something to do it or do outward, I guess you can say, but just sit down and kind of realize that unexpected things are going to happen all the time. And the biggest and hardest thing about people who like to be in control is to be able to adapt when they are not in control, when they're losing, when it's not as expected. So if you are able to kind of embrace the unexpectedness of things, you are so much more equipped. So just sit down for a minute and be like, there are things that I'm not going to be able to change. And that's okay. There are things that you are not going to foresee, and that's okay. But you are able to deal with them. You are able to kind of switch gears and go with the flow. And that doesn't just go for negative things that come your way. That goes for positive things that can come your way. So just kind of get your mind mentally okay with, hey, this could be a good thing for me. Think positively. I will tag it somewhere above, but I did a video last week about thinking positively. So maybe it's not always a negative thing. Maybe it's something, it's positive. So really just sit down and take the time to realize that always feeling like you're in control can sometimes make it very hard for you to adapt when you're not in control. So that's another tip. All right, guys. And then my last tip really is kind of what I touched on earlier in this video, is when you do those things, when you let go a little bit at a time, or you think positively that this could really be something good for you, I want you to sit down and assess. This is a time where you actually figure out, hey, is me letting loose just a little bit or letting go a little bit actually worth it? Did I gain anything from this? Does it help me to not try to be in control of whatever aspect of my life I'm trying to be in control over 24/7? Because there's nothing wrong with having goals. There's nothing wrong with you having goals. But what is an issue is when you are blocking blessings or opportunities or things that are coming to you because you're so stuck on this one mind to get to this one thing, when there are 50 ways to get to one thing. Don't block it. Let go. Just a little bit. It don't have to be a lot, but let go. And let it come to you. Because as I said before, what is for you is for you. And you do not want to learn the hard way. You don't. Because then you're going to be like, dang, I could have had that. I could have da-da-da-da-da. If I would have just done blah, 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 blah. There's nothing wrong with having goals, but don't let your control block your opportunities. So, anyway, guys, I hope that helped you out. I hope that, you take inventory on why control is such a big thing for you and how has it helped you now since you tried to hone in on it. Because honestly, sometimes control digs us in a deeper hole. We think we have control, and so when things go wrong, we try to grip even tighter on that control, believing, well, we have control, it's okay. And it just gets you deeper into the hole instead of just letting things just subside. Just stop. So I hope this helped you out. So just make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe, and I will definitely see you in my next video. Bye.